Hads, what are we going to paint today?
A fall leaf.
Yeah, we're going to paint a fall leaf. With what kind of paints?
Watercolor.
Yeah, watercolors. Yeah, we're so glad you're with us today. We're going to be doing an awesome watercolor. Are you really excited?
Yes.
Yes, we're super excited to use watercolors. We're going to show you some really cool tricks and some cool techniques on how to blend watercolors. It's going to be awesome. Should we talk about our supplies?
Yes.
Okay. We're using watercolor paper and we're using the Strathmore brand. And this is a really nice pad that we got. There's 30 sheets in it. It's a little expensive, but our art friends can use regular paper if they want. It may not turn out as well because watercolor paper is a lot thicker and it's meant to hold up the water. So that's why we're going to be using it. And we're going to be using really cheap Crayola watercolors. This is only like $3 or maybe $4, but it's really cheap. So we're going to be using these. And then we used a watercolor pencil, but our art friends could use any kind of colored pencil if they want to draw their leaf. And we did that ahead of time so that we don't have to spend time doing that. So if our art friends want to, they could pause the video and try and match what we did, or they can draw any kind of leaf that they want. And then we're going to show them the techniques that we're going to use with the watercolors, and it will work on any shape of leaf, okay? All right, and then we have some brushes, and the reason why we're using other kinds of better brushes is because the brush that's in this set is not very good. It's pretty bad. And the reason why it's bad is because when you start using it, the bristles, the hairs in the brush, they start coming out, and they stick to your painting, and they also stick in the paint. So we're just going to throw this away, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to be using better brushes, and you can pick these up anywhere at an art supply store or online, and you really don't have to spend that much money to get a better brush. Cool?
Cool.
All right. Okay, and then we also got some water because we're doing watercolor, right? Mm-hmm. So we need water, and then we got what's this called?
Paper towel.
Yeah, we got a paper towel so that we can dry off our paintbrush. You ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, I'm done talking. I want to paint.
Okay.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, first step, we're going to get our paintbrushes wet because we need a lot of water at first. And we're going to start with our yellow, okay? So I'm going to mix it up first. And then once we get some water in there, then it will start looking a little more like paint because these are dry cakes in here. And then we get it nice and juicy. And then we're going to start painting. So you get a bunch of paint on your paintbrush. That's awesome. We'll move this. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the whole leaf with yellow. Okay? And what I like to do is see the outline of our leaf. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go along the outside, the outline of our leaf first. And we want to move quickly because we don't want the paint to dry. So we're going to go around it quickly. And then once we do an outline of part of the leaf, we can get more water on our paintbrush and then blend it in. Look at that. It fills all the way in. Is that cool? Uh-huh. Okay, let's fast forward. We're going to fill the whole thing in.
Okay.
Hads, the other thing I forgot to mention to our art friends is that we also have a blow dryer plugged in behind us that we're going to be using to speed up the drying because we're going to layer the paint. And some of the steps require that the paint dry before we keep going on to the next step, okay? So art friends can use a blow dryer also if they want to, or they can just pause the video, wait for their painting to dry, and then come back and start our video back up. Cool?
Cool.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
All right. Okay, while you're still going, you're almost done, but while you're finishing up, I'm going to tell our art friends about another little trick. So when we're putting the watercolor down on the leaf, there might be little puddles of water, extra paint. And what we can do is use our paper towel to dry our brush off, okay? And then we come back in on our painting, and because the brush is dry, it'll pick up the paint and get rid of that puddle. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to kind of speed up the drying too, because if you have big puddles of water on your painting, it's going to take a lot longer for it to dry. So if you have little puddles, dry your brush off, and then you can spread the puddle around or even pick up the puddle with your dry brush and then it'll dry faster. Okay, Hads, we got our blow dryer and we're ready to dry this layer of yellow, okay?
Okay.
Before we do our next step. So we're gonna speed up that process so that our art friends don't have to wait for our paintings to dry. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay, we got that layer dry. So now we're gonna move on to green, okay? We're gonna get our paintbrush wet again, and then we're gonna get the green and mix it up so it's nice and juicy. Then we're gonna come down here. Let's add a little more water. So
I got mine.
yes, so after you get a little green on there, add a little more water so it's not as strong. So dip it in the water really quick, and then that's gonna water it down more. And then we're gonna put a layer down here at the bottom of our leaf. So there's still a little green left on our leaf. Even though it's a fall leaf, it still has a little green. It hasn't changed all the way. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, now once we get that layer of green on there, we're gonna rinse all of the green out of our brush. That's awesome, Hans. Good job. Okay, get all of the green out, but you still wanna leave some water in your paintbrush, and we're gonna blend the green up into the rest of our leaf. Do you see me? I'm going to pull the watercolor up. I can get a little more water. I'll pull it up and blend it. Okay, we're going to work on this a little bit more and then we'll speed it up, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome, Hads. That looks really good. You ended up using my brush too because it's a little bit bigger. Okay, you ready for the next color?
Yes.
Get your brush, and we are going to do orange next. And we're going to start up at the top. So we're not going to worry about the green being dry. Or it's still wet. We're not going to worry about drying it. And that's because we're not going to get the orange down where the wet green is, okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We got water in our paint, mixed it up. And we also got it in our brush. So now we're going to start up here at the top, and I'm going to paint inside the line, and we're going to do it a lot like the yellow layer, okay? So we came around the outside of our leaf, okay? See how we got a border? You can get more paint. Why don't you get a little more paint so it's nice and thick? Yeah, that looks awesome. Okay. You can get it even a little more. When it starts getting thin like that, then you can get more paint. There you go. Okay, now we're going to rinse off all the orange. Okay, and then we're going to make sure there's water in our brush, and we're going to blend that into the leaf. Is that cool? Look how that's really dark on the edges, but then light on the middle. And then we're going to do this on each of the different parts of the leaf. So we'll speed that up too. We're going to use those same steps, but we'll speed it up, okay? Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing since there's puddles right here on the ends of my leaf. I'm going to dry off my brush and then come back over it and pick up some of the extra water. Hads, that looks really pretty. Now we need to dry this layer, so we're going to use the blow dryer again and get it really dry. But let's speed it up, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now the orange layer is all dry and the green layer is all dry, and now we're gonna do the last step, and that is red. Okay.
Okay.
So you got your paintbrush. We'll get our red all mixed up so it's nice and juicy. Juicy. Let me get a little more water. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing that we did on the last step, okay? Except we're doing it with the red. So we're gonna stay on the outside like this, go up, go around our leaf. See how these steps, they really work for any leaf, so it doesn't matter really the shape, huh? You just do the same steps. Go around your leaf with red, with a lot of paint. See how it's nice and thick? Just like that. Get a little more paint, because you're running out. There you go.
Juicy.
Juicy. And then we get water. We rinse out all the paint. Go all the way down the next part. Yes. Okay. We're going to get all the paint out of our paintbrush, so there's just water in there. And then we're going to blend it.
Okay.
Look at that. And then we blend that line so the line disappears and it fades. The red fades into the center. Isn't that cool? Nice job, Hads. I like it. So then when you can rinse off your paintbrush, go ahead and rinse a little more off.
Oops.
That's okay. No, it's looking really good. So you use my brush, and what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you just the last little step, and then you can do this on yours, on the rest of it. See how there's a line down here at the bottom? We're gonna use just water to blend that line at the bottom so that it fades. See how I'm not coming all the way up here to get more paint? You're just fading that line down at the bottom.
Okay.
Isn't that cool? So we got a little too much water, so we're gonna pick it up. We'll dry off our paintbrush and pick up the puddle. Oh, it looks awesome, huh? All right, okay. Now let's repeat the steps. So we're gonna get paint, go along the outside, and then we're gonna blend it. Should we speed it up again? All right, you do it by yourself on the other ones.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, and then the last step on this leaf with the red is we're going to do the stem. So I'm going to do red, and we're going to go nice dark red all the way down the stem. Okay, we did our red. It looks amazing, don't you think? It's really cool how the red blends into the yellow and the orange and then goes into the green. Should we dry it?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're dry. All of our paint is nice and dry. Doesn't it look cool? All right, now we need to do the background and then we're completely done. So we're gonna get our paintbrushes and we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing, except we're gonna do it with blue. And you know what, the plastic over here, the lid can be used for mixing. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So we're gonna get a really light blue. So we're gonna use the blue over on this side.
Okay.
So get some of that paint. And we're going to go around the outside of our leaf like this with a kind of a dark blue.
Okay.
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 Just like we did on the inside with the red. See that? And then once we get the line, we're going to get more water on our paintbrush and then we'll blend it. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Like this.
Yeah, that looks awesome. And you want to make sure that you don't go over the red. Try to stay on the outside, and then you can blend that blue. So get a little water. Good. Get a little more water, and then let's blend the blue out and make it. See how I did it over here? Yes, like that. That looks so awesome. And then you can do that around the whole whole leaf. So let's speed it up again, okay?
Okay.
We'll finish the background. That's good job. Give me 5. You did super awesome on your leaf. Did you have fun? You promise? Now, it was a lot of fun learning those techniques, right? Blending the colors together with watercolor. Do you think you could do that on your own now? Good. Now, it's okay that our leaves look kind of messy, huh? And they don't look exactly the same? Yes. Because what's the most important thing?
To have fun.
Yeah, to have fun. We hope you guys had a lot of fun painting. Did you copy me? We hope you guys had a lot of fun too. We'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.
Bye.